Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to continue with the chapter number 2, that is components of food. And we already have studied about the different nutrients that are present in the food. We have studied about the major components, that is carbohydrates, vitamins, fats, minerals, and proteins, and even in addition, that is dietary fibers and the water, which is also important for our body. And now today what we are going to see is that we are going to see some of the test. Means we are going to see whether the food item, how can we say that the how can we identify that the food item is containing the nutrients. So we are going to see some of the test, and it is stepwise. So you listen it properly, listen it attentively, and then you also after listening to the video, you have to also read the textbook, and then you have to see whether you have understood everything or not. If you have not understood, then you can note down in your notebooks, and we can discuss some of the points. Now also, one thing is there, those who have not watched the video, you watch it, then only you are able to understand it. The Even we have discussed about the sources from where we get all the nutrients. So we'll start with the video, and even for if the voice is not audible, you can use earphones for better audibility. So let's start. So dear students, we have seen the major components of the food that we require, that our body requires, and why all these nutrients are required for our body, what were their main sources, that is from where do we get, and what are their major role in our body. Now we have to see that do all this food contains all these nutrients. Now with some of the simple methods we can test whether the cooked food or a raw ingredient that contains one or more of these nutrients. The test for presence of carbohydrates, that is starch, which is here it is written test for starch, protein and fats. Now starch, we have seen that it is a form of carbohydrate, is a form of starch and sugars. Okay, now the test for presence of carbohydrates, proteins and fats, they are simpler as compared to that of the test for the other nutrients, the vitamins and minerals. To test those nutrients, it is difficult than the test for these three nutrients. So let us do this test and record all our observations in this table, that is 2.2. So we will see some of the methods how to test whether these nutrients are present in the food. Now for carrying out this test, you will need the solution of iodine, copper sulfate and the caustic soda. As it won't be available, so we have to do it in our labs. You will also need a few test tubes and a dropper. So this test I will show you how it is, the method I will show you how it is done. Then you can this table will show you to record the observations from this test. Some food items are given here. See, some of the food items, they are given in this table. Okay, you can conduct the test either with this or any other available food items. Now you have to do this test very carefully, and you do not have to try to eat or taste any of these chemicals if the required solutions are not available in ready-made forms. Okay, thus required solution, that is the iodine, iodine, then copper sulfate and caustic soda, if they are not available, then we have to make that solution. then this might be available in the labs. Then let us begin by testing different food items to see if they contains carbohydrates. Now, there are many types of carbohydrates. The main carbohydrate found in the body are in the form of starch and sugars. Now we can easily test if a food item contains starch. So by following the methods which I will explain, it will be very easy for us to test whether the food item is containing the starch or not. So first we'll begin with the test for starch. Now for tasting the starch, what you require is that you have to take the small quantity. You can take small quantity of food item or a raw ingredient, and what you have to do, you have to put 2-3 drops of the iodine solution. We want the 2-3 drops of iodine solution, but how we have to prepare this iodine solution? That is, first of all, we'll require a test tube. You can see here, this is a test tube and this one is a dropper. Okay, if you need a less amount of any solution, then you have to use a dropper. Here we can see that the test tube, we have to fill it, half we have to fill it with the water, and then what we have to do, we have to, for making of the iodine solution, we have to add 2 to 3 drops of iodine, and then into the half filled test tube water. Okay, then your solution of iodine will be prepared. Okay, this is, see here, this is the prepared solution, but it won't be available ready-made, so you have to prepare the iodine solution. Iodine powder is available, but you have to make iodine solution. So for that, you have to fill the test tube half with water and then add 2 to 3 drops of tincture iodine. Then when the solution is ready, then what can you do? You have to take a few quantity, means not the whole potato, you can take a small quantity of the food item, and then you have to add 2 to 3 drops of dilutate. Means you have to mix the iodine powder so well that all the particles of iodine gets dissolved in it, and you will see that it will develop a brownish color. Then your dilute solution of iodine is ready. For testing, what you have to do, you have to take small quantity of the potato, you can take any food item, you have to put 2 to 3 drops of the iodine solution, and then you have to observe that if there is any change in the color of the food items. So what can we see here? Did it turn blue black? Okay, did it turn? Yes, that is the blue black color indicates what? That it contains the starch. Okay, so we can say that the potato here that contains the starch. Now you can repeat this test with other food items, and you have to find out that which of these contains the starch. Then you have to observe your all you have to enter it in your observation table in 2.2, which we have seen earlier. Okay, different food materials you can take, and then you have to find out that whether it is containing the starch or not. Now here we have done with the apple, we have done the same procedure we have. Okay, and then we have added 2 to 3 drops on the apple, but it has not turned, this is the result. Okay, it has not turned blue black, means that it is not containing starch, means this apple does not contain starch in it. Now we can see that these are the from the observations, or we can also see which food item contains starch. So here are the sources of food from where we get sources of the starch from where we get. These are the sources, okay, of the starch. These are the food items from where we get the starch. That is papaya, mango, wheat, rice, corn, and sweet potato. Rice is very much rich in carbohydrates. Then the next test is for the proteins. Now whether you have to, if you want to find out that whether the food item or the raw material that contains the protein. So what you have to follow, so listen it very carefully. Okay, now here it has been shown through the picture, and the methods are there which you have to follow. The simple methods are there. Okay, now for the test of the proteins, first you have to prepare two solutions. That is, you have to prepare the copper sulfate solution. Okay, this is the powder. You have to prepare the solution, and the other you require is a caustic soda solution. So first of all, we have to make copper sulfate solution. So for that, what you have to do, first you have to take, for making of that, you have to dissolve. Now here we have taken, this is a beaker. Okay, it is 100 ml. You have to take the exact amount of, exact quantity of water, that is 100 ml of water you have to take in a beaker, and then you have to add 2 gram. You have to take 2 gram and add it into the 100 ml of water. Then you have to see, you have to, this is a stirrer, then you have to stir it, means you have to mix the solution. Okay, so it becomes diluted, means you have to mix until the copper sulfate powder, that is the particles, all get dissolved and there are no particles left. Okay, you have to stir it so well. Okay, then your copper sulfate solution will be ready. So this is the first solution you require for protein test. Second solution which you require is the caustic soda solution. So for making of caustic soda solution, again what you have to do here, take a beaker, fill it with 100 ml of water. This is caustic soda powder. Okay, then you have to take 10 grams. You have to weigh the 10 grams on a weighing machine. Now weighing machine won't be available, so this all tests are only possible in the laboratories. Okay, so 10 grams you have to take of caustic soda. You have to add it, you have to dissolve it in water. Again we have to mix it with stirrer so that no particles are left out. Then what you have to do, mix it well, then your copper caustic soda solutions will be ready. Now for, okay, this is your caustic soda solution is prepared. Now see here, for wheat, if you want to find out that the wheat food item is containing the protein or not, now we can see that it is in a solid form. You first need to make the paste, or you can use the powder form also. For making the paste or for making the powder form, you have to grind, or you can even mash a small quantity of the food items. Okay, so you can either use the paste of the food item, or you can even use the powder form of the food items. Now what you have to do, so we are having all we required. We are having the caustic soda solution, we are having the copper sulfate solution. Now what you have to do, you have to take test tube, fill it, half fill it with water. Then you have to add some amount of, see here, this is water that has been mixed with, see here, we can see that the water, into the water the powder form which we have prepared of wheat has been added. You have to take only small amount. Okay, and then you have to add it into water, then mix it, okay, until it becomes properly mixed and no particles are there. Then with the help of the droppers, you can see, do not use the same dropper for both the solution. Okay, use separate droppers for each solution. Now you are having the water mixed with the wheat powder or wheat paste. Then what you have to do, you have to take then you have to take 10 drops you have to take 10 drops of solution of caustic soda. Okay, you have to take 10 drops from caustic soda, and you have to take 2 drops, only 2 drops of solution of the copper sulfate. 2 drops from copper sulfate, 10 drops from caustic soda Then again you have to shake it well, and then you have to put this test tube aside and stand for few minutes. Means you have to put it aside for few minutes, and then you have to observe that did the content of the test tube turns violet. Did the solution this turn violet? See here, then we can see that it has turned violet. This indicates what? The experiment. This indicates that the wheat is containing protein, means protein is present in the food item. Okay, so wheat is containing the protein. So these are the sources from where we get the proteins. That is, the proteins are present in the following food items like cheese, wheat, almond, egg, meat, fish and milk. This was the test for the protein. You can test this for other food items also. Now we will move further with the test for the fats. Now see here, take a small quantity of a food item. Here an almond is taken. Okay, then you have to wrap it in a piece of paper and crush it. You can crush it with a stone, and you have to take care that this paper does not tear up. Okay, now then what you have to do is that you have to straighten the paper and then observe. You have to observe it very carefully. Now does it have any oily patch? We can see that it is having an oily patch, right? So we can see from here only. But if you are not able to see, then what you have to do, you have to hold this paper against the light so that you will be able to see the light faintly. Okay, through this patch you are able to see the proper, you can see the proper stain with the help of the light. Then if there is an oily patch on the paper, okay, then it will show that this food item is containing what? It contains the fat. Means this almond is containing fats in it. We have heard about the almond oil, okay, which is available in the market. So this test indicate that this food item is containing the fat. The food item may sometimes contain even little water. Okay, so if not to get confused in that, so what you can say, if it is containing also water, so what will you say, what will you do? Therefore, after you have rubbed on an item on the paper, okay, the same procedure you have to do and let the paper dry for a while. So if there were any water that may have come from food, it would dry up after some time, means it will evaporate. If the water is there, then it will evaporate after some times. But if the oily patch is there, it will not go. If you are doing our homework while eating, if some of the food that spill it on the paper, then you can see the oily patch, and after 2 to 3 days also it will not go, because it is oil which will make the paper transparent kind of thing. If there were any water that may have come from the food, it would dry up. Okay, if no oily patch shows up after this, the food item does not contain any fat. Now if the food item is containing the water but not the oily patch, means that particular food item will not contain the fat nutrient. Now you have to observe, you have to do experiment, you have to do the test, and you have to observe it, and you have to write it in your table 2.2, whether the food items contain the fats, proteins and starch are present in all the food items that you have tasted. Then does a food item contains more than one nutrient? So some of the food items that can contain more than one nutrient. Okay, then we have tested for items for 3 nutrients, that is carbohydrates, then proteins and fats. There are also other nutrients like vitamins and minerals that are also present in different food items, but the test for them are more difficult. Okay, not simple as this. So this was all about the test whether the nutrients are present in the food items or not. Then next we'll go to the balanced diet and the diet deficiency because of the not